While searching for information, do you keep finding lawyers who are just selling their services instead of answering your questions? With 24 years of experience, I'm familiar with the frustrations you may have while making an injury claim through an auto insurance company. I do my best to actually answer your questions in these videos and in my free book. I am Arizona native and attorney Kevin Fine, and in this video I answer your questions about how bicycles should and should not use the roadways. After reading my recent articles about the use of bike paths and sidewalks, several of my running friends have raised issues about how cyclists are using the roadway, complaining that these cyclists were in the road, using left turn lanes, etc. I suspected that the cyclists are actually allowed to do these things, but I am not yet a cyclist and have learned from experience not to make assumptions, so I did some research. Here's a summary of what I learned. Cyclists can use the roadway in the same way a motorist can. The law stating that is ARS 28-812, which states, "A person riding a bicycle on a roadway or on a shoulder adjoining a roadway is granted all the rights and is subject to all of the duties applicable to the driver of a vehicle." End quote. That's it. A cyclist in the roadway is the same as a car in the roadway, but not quite. The major modification to this blanket statement is in ARS 28-815, which tells cyclists that they must also ride as close as practicable to the right-hand curb or edge of the roadway. End quote. But then ARS 28-815 also includes a long list of exceptions to the exception, confirming my suspicion that a lawyer was involved in drafting these laws. So here are the times a cyclist does not have to stay as close as practicable to the right side of the road. If passing another bicycle or vehicle, if preparing to turn left at an intersection or into a private road or driveway, if reasonably necessary to avoid obstacles, if the lane is too narrow for a vehicle and a bicycle to travel side by side safely. So does the second exception mean that a cyclist can use the left-hand turn lane that cars are using? Yes. And collectively, these statutes show that if a cyclist is in the roadway in front of a motorist because of any of these exceptions, then the motorist must yield, slow or stop, for the cyclist to be able to safely clear the roadway. Under any of these circumstances, the cyclist has the right-of-way, even if the cyclist is going slower than vehicle traffic. But cyclists, everyone, must not unnecessarily slow traffic. ARS 28-704. In the official government guidelines on cycling safety, cyclists are given generous leeway on how far over or how far not over to the right they should travel, because generally the further to the right they get, the more dangerous it is for them. Finally, ARS 28-815 does say cyclists can travel on the roadway next to each other, two abreast, and are not required to be single file, as I have heard some drivers assume. But again, cyclists need to keep in mind that requirement to not slow traffic unnecessarily. The law is increasingly friendly to cyclists as we gain a greater appreciation for the double benefit of encouraging activity and decreasing automobile use. We motorists need to cut the cyclists some slack, and slowing down for them and giving them some room also happens to be the law. I answer more of your questions in my other videos, articles on my firm's website, and in my free book. Because your situation will be different in significant ways, the general information I present here may not be right for you or your claim, and is not legal advice. If you wish to talk to me more about your concerns specifically, I do offer a free consultation. You can set up that free visit, or you can order the free book through the contact information on the banner below. Thank you.